Hi and welcome to the cottage. Today I'm going to be decorating the dining room for fall. I invite you to come along and join me. I like to use a lot of vintage pieces and as many natural elements as possible. I'm starting by layering some oak leaves down the center, kind of making a little runner to set the rest of my items on. I really love using old-fashioned lighting like oil lamps and candles. They put off such a cozy glow, but I'm not really liking how it's looking this so far. So I'm going to take a break and go put on a crock-pot meal, and then I'll come back and tweak this some more. I love using my crock pot. It saves so much time to just put on a meal and leave it, and then you have supper ready at the end of the day. This crock pot meal is pretty simple. The main ingredients are chicken and potatoes with some spices and herbs and cream. I will leave this recipe in my description. I did go back and add some broccoli just because I wanted to add in more vegetables, but you could add in any kind of vegetable, green beans, whatever. But the broccoli doesn't take as long to cook, so add it in about an hour before you want to eat. This meal turned out really good, and it kind of has a comfort meal type of feel. I'm just roughly cutting up the chicken with my scissors because I don't like to put the raw meat on my cutting board. At the end, you can just use some forks and shred up the chicken in the dish. One of my family's favorite things to do in the fall is to roast weenies and marshmallows around the bonfire. Does your family have a favorite fall activity y'all like to do? I saw these mums at a really good price, and I wanted to incorporate them into my fall decor. I'm starting today's video with a DIY. I gathered sticks and cut them to similar size, and now I'm hot gluing them around a mason jar, and this will be my centerpiece. Now that the sticks have dried, I'm going to attach this rope around the middle of the sticks, wrap several layers. I like the rustic natural look that it gives to the table. I love a layered look on the table. I found this fall themed material and I'm just going to layer it over my brown tablecloth. I'm using a lot of things from the garden for the centerpiece. The first thing I'm adding is dried garlic stalks. I'm also using dried okra pods, some faux flowers, and then I'll add some real sunflowers from the garden. Candles capture the cozy feel of fall perfectly. Seeing the table all decorated for fall makes me want to go on a hayride and drink hot apple cider. I love this season when pumpkins are out in the stores and pumpkin patches begin to open with the corn mazes. Those are really fun family times, and the air just feels different and there's like a newness. Welcome to the cottage. Today I'm going to be making the kitchen cozy for fall. Just a little, not as much as I did in the dining room. We recently had a sickness run through the family, except for Sean. He didn't get it. But anyways, I just did a little filming along as I was able to. A few weeks ago, I just popped into the thrift store and I found this picture perfect for fall with the hay baling on it. It's not very old, I don't think, but I just thought it was beautiful and it was only $4. I really like to tweak the decor as the seasons change, kinda keeps it interesting, I guess. Are you a seasonal decorator, or do you find yourself always tweaking your decor? Part of the tweaking in the kitchen is also to kind of help the flow of the kitchen. I'm moving some herbs over to this shelf because they just didn't have a natural flow where they were placed. This chicken belonged to Sean's grandma Molly's. I was glad to find a place for it in the kitchen. I think it kind of gives a French country kind of flair to the kitchen, especially with the blue Dutch oven next to it. There's not much going on in the garden anymore, but I do have these marigolds. I think they are highly underrated when it comes to fall. I love the color for fall. I actually prefer them over mums. For this side of the kitchen, I've already done the rearranging and changing things out. I wanted it to be kind of a moody feel and brought in golds and amber colors. I'm gonna add the marigolds and then just put out a couple of pumpkins. Sean found a really good recipe for pumpkin bread, and he had been wanting some, so I decided I would make it, and I will leave the link for this recipe in the description. I did tweak it a little. I used spelt flour instead of the all-purpose, and we used butter instead of the vegetable oil that it calls for. I was in a hurry to get it made and out so Sean could have a piece before he left, and I should have let it cool in the loaf pan longer than I did, and it stuck a little, but it was very moist and just a perfect pumpkin bread. To the top of the baker's cabinet, I added a few of my Foxcraft dishes because they're in the color that I love for fall. And then I brought in a bean pot that is, I believe it's called dripware. I can't remember now. Thank you so much for visiting with me today. I hope you have a cozy fall homemaking week, and I'll talk to you in the comments below. Welcome to Cottage Time, dear friends. Today I'm working on making the fireside room cozy for fall and making dinner. I hope you're having a wonderful fall and that you enjoy the video. The first thing I'm going to do is tidy up a little bit in here. For the fireside room, I'm bringing in a lot of pumpkins. We finally got pumpkins in at the grocery store, and I picked up some velvety looking orange ribbon. I love it. It just looks like vintage to me. I'm excited to bring in this new coffee table. I've had it a few weeks. It's been in the living room. I was kind of hesitant about getting it because it doesn't look vintage cottage to me, but I've been kind of researching some things I can do to fix that. I found this coffee table on clearance for $28. I've been looking for a while for a round coffee table. They are extremely expensive, so I decided I would just get this one and see how cozy cottage I can make it. The books in here have kind of gotten a little out of control, so I'm going to attempt to get a little order to the chaos. When I go to freshen up a room or decorate it for a different season, I like to go to different rooms that I haven't touched yet, and I'm kind of getting tired of the decor in there and just bring in pieces from other rooms. I brought in the duck. I want it to be the focal point mainly of this vignette, so I'm just going to build around the duck. I have it lifted up a little with some old books. And of course, brass candlesticks make anything look cozier. And this ribbon, I found it at Hobby Lobby. It's kind of getting late, so tomorrow I will go outside and see what I can find around the farm to put in the vase. I'm going to put on dinner. I didn't have any meat thawed, so I'm going to make ribs. These are really good frozen. They will be tender in 2 to 2.5 hours. A few videos back I asked you if you knew a remedy to take care of onions bothering my eyes. This one remedy I tried did work for me. After I cut it, I will go and wash the ends and then come back and do the chopping. It is so much better. These are beef ribs. I'm not sure if the pork ribs would be as tender cooking them from frozen, but I'm just going to put them in this Dutch oven, cover them with water. I'm going to throw in a bunch of seasonings, but we will have barbecue sauce to dip it in as well. I'm going to go out to the cottage garden and pick a few sprigs of rosemary. I have washed the rosemary, and now I'm going to chop 4 cloves of garlic and add that. Please share any cozy fall meal ideas that you have planned for the upcoming weeks. I would love to have more ideas from y'all. With these ribs, I was going to make a broccoli casserole, but I kind of ran out of time and was hungry, so I just put the broccoli into the rice on the stovetop and added a little water, lemon juice, some pepper flakes, and some butter. My kids really like it like that, and Sean, he doesn't care for broccoli, but he will eat it when I make it like that. Now I'm going to add some coconut aminos. I love this stuff. I don't use soy or the Worcestershire, however you say that, sauce. So this is what I use instead. Now I'm going to bring this to a boil and then reduce the heat down to a simmer and let it go for a little over 2 hours. Back to my favorite part, decorating. I have these lovely pumpkins. I'm just going to place them in the window. I don't know why, but this bookcase was so hard for me to decorate. I just couldn't find a way that was clicking for me. I found this template at a yard sale way back before I was ever married. I love the colors, just feel warm and cozy. The glass bottle, I really wanted to use it. I'm kind of picky about where I put it. It is a Carrie Nation bottle that had apple cider vinegar in it. She is the woman that used her umbrella to break alcohol jars whenever the prohibition was going on. But anyway, I could not make her work in this vignette. I'm gonna have to take a break from the bookcase top. Maybe after stepping away for a little bit, I can come back fresh and get it cozy. For now, I'm gonna work on this little area. I have always loved to decorate for the different seasons and holidays. It keeps it interesting for me, I guess. I just love to change things out because I tend to get tired of things after they've been up for a month or two. Let me know in the comments if you're a seasonal decorator. For the most part, my fall decor this year has been just focusing on the colors and tones, setting a mood by the colors I choose to use. I'm using, of course, the reds and the oranges, and I use a lot of vintage pieces. I love to bring in natural elements from outside. Earlier today, I went walking around the farm and I found some goldenrod in the barnyard. I was happy to clip some to bring in for my vases. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you're having a happy, blessed September, and I will talk to you soon. Hello and welcome to Cottage Time. Today I am beginning to decorate for fall. Beautiful signs of fall are beginning to show up in the world outside. Leaves changing colors and cooler weather in the afternoons and mornings have gotten me in a cozy fall mood. I'm excited to share a few items you haven't seen before. We recently went antiquing into flea markets and I found a few pieces that I'll be decorating with today. I found this heart-shaped copper mold last weekend. I like the copper molds over here. I think the warm tones complement the picture, and I am never sorry about hanging up more copper. I didn't want to go buy fake pumpkins because I don't want to have to store them, and real pumpkins are not out in the stores yet. So today I'm just focusing on using some elements from outside and copper and warm tones to kind of bring in a cozy fall feel. This ironstone picture is another recent find. I'm always excited to find ironstone pictures because they are very rare in my area. I love this pheasant picture for fall. Pheasants are such a beautiful bird. I have been looking for a ceramic pheasant to put on a bookshelf for probably over a year. This picture is probably my favorite find. I was at a flea market and I saw one of these pictures, and I looked at the price was $35, so I put it back down. And on the next aisle over, another booth had this one for $9, so I snatched it up. To my white ironstone picture, I'm gonna add some dried grasses from outside. I didn't really like how the grass is in front of the picture. I feel like it hides it too much. So I'm gonna swap the picture and the candlestick and see if that flows better. I do like how that looks a lot better, so I'm gonna leave this vignette. I'm satisfied with how it turned out. I have been meaning to paint this wall white for some time. I think it will give more balance to the room because the little wall on the opposite side is also white. And I found a transferware plate that I want to hang on this wall. I love the picture on this transferware plate and the rich dark brown color. On to the kitchen. Sean is hanging up some brackets. We're going to put a stick across here, and I'm going to hang copper and some flowers to be drying. The stores usually have some mini pumpkins, so when they show up, I want to get some of those and line up a few in this window. This copper mold on the end is my last find that I wanted to share with you. I got it and the heart mold at the same booth. If you've been doing some secondhand shopping lately, I would love to hear some of your favorite finds. Please leave them in the comments. It's been so dry lately. The zinnias are starting to kind of look bad. I'm going to gather a few of those and a bouquet of marigolds. These marigolds were planted from seeds that I saved from my bouquets last year. I love the rich yellow and orange color of these marigolds. They are my favorite kind of marigold. During the fall season, one of our family's favorite things to do is sit around the bonfire and roast hot dogs and just sit outside and talk and eat. And we usually make apple cider. What are some family traditions you like to do in the fall? I am adding a little bit of fall color with the tangerines in the basket. I will also bring in some butternut squash. Those are really pretty winter squash to decorate with and to enjoy. Now I'm just going to tie these into bundles. I cut the zinnias at different lengths. I have a shorter bouquet and a longer bouquet that I'll be hanging up. And as more flowers come in, I'll probably cut a few more bouquets. And I'm also on the lookout for more copper in the coming weeks. I'll also be looking for some smaller baskets. They would look cute up on the stick with the copper and drying flowers. Candles and oil lamps. I especially love the brass ones. Set a moody, cozy feel for the room. Now I'm going to finish up this dining room. I've been waiting on the tablecloth and trying to find a runner or I really wanted to do gingham, but decided on using something that I already had. To this riser, I'm going to add some apples to give a little nod to harvest. I would love for our family to go apple picking at a orchard soon. We used to do that when we lived in Maryland, and that was always a highlight in the fall. For the table arrangement, I'm using a crock and some of the corn stalks, and then I just clipped some of the cherry tree because that was the best fall foliage that I saw in the yard. In the pass-through window between the kitchen and dining room, I just added 3 matching crocks. And to the middle one, I'll be adding a pumpkin to sit on top of it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're having a wonderful fall and that you have a blessed homemaking week. Please say hi in the comments and let me know you're here. I will talk to you later.